What's going on, guys? Zig and SW here. Today I have a free-to-play GB12 guide. I have 3 different teams to show, from a triple crow to a double crow with a Naomi, and then a double crow again, but with a Deborah. I would like to say that I understand that these teams have a very heavy investment into 2As, so I don't recommend building this before you finish your Tricaros. This is the solution that I'm using for this team. He's on Rage Blade, attack crit damage attack, with damage dealt on water artifacts and additional damage by attack. He doesn't need to be as strong as this one, he only needs to one-shot the waves and to go first in your team. Next up is Lauren. She is on a triple fight set with enough accuracy to land her debuffs. Basically, she wants as much accuracy as you can get to mitigate her stuffing up and not landing anything. She goes just behind my Lucian to ensure the death breaks land before the crows do damage. All 3 crows for this team are on attack, crit damage attack. Rage or fatal builds are fine as long as you get enough attack and crit damage to 2 or 3 shot the mini bosses. All 3 of them have damage dealt on water artifacts and S3 crit damage artifacts. Your speed tuning is very important. You need your slowest crow to be able to go before the golems move in the mini boss phase. The slowest crow on your team needs to be over plus 46 or plus 47 speed with a maxed glory tower to make sure that they go before the golems move. Showing you guys the last run of the 10x with this team. It finishes at 5 minutes 13 second clear with a best time in 19 seconds and an average of 31 seconds. The standard runs for this team usually range from 5 to 6 minutes normally, entirely dependent on the derps of all of the units. The next variation for this team I have includes a Naomi, the Wind Marshal Cat. I take out my slowest crow and add the Naomi in. She's just on a Rage Broken build, attack crit damage attack, with as much attack and crit damage as possible. Due to Naomi's passive, she doesn't need any crit rate at all if there are debuffs applied on the units, which makes her a great alternative to a third crow for this team. As earlier with the crow variation, Naomi needs to move before the golems in the mini boss phase. Mine is at the absolute lowest speed that she can be to be able to move before the mini bosses do. Some other variations you could bring in instead of a Naomi is Shaman, the Light Griffin, Orochi, the Wind Ninja, and the Water Chun-Li. I haven't tried any of these out, but I think they should work. Some other ones you could bring in would be the Wind Vampire, Argon, a Sigmaris, the Water Phoenix, or even a Leica. Leica might seem a bit weird to bring in because he's a fire unit, but the end boss in GB12 can't one-shot him, and he revenges and he's able to put dots up. He's been used fairly often over a few years to be able to survive and kill the boss off if your other units die. The 10x of this is usually slower than the triple crow team, mainly because of the damage output from a crow is generally higher than Naomi. The 10x with this variation are usually 5 minutes 30 seconds to 6 minutes and 30 seconds. The next variation I have for this team includes Deborah, the Dark Rune Blacksmith. This is the team I personally use on my account, and I find it to be incredibly effective and incredibly fast. I take out the slowest crow in this team as well, just like I did in the other team with the Naomi. My Deborah is on a double fight will set. Ideally, she'd be on a triple fight set, but I use it for R5 as well, and I usually forget to swap out the will runes for fight runes, so I just keep her on this build to make it easier for myself, basically. Deborah doesn't really need to move in this team at all. She's only there for a passive, which makes the defense break in this team have a 25% more of an effect. Ideally, with this variation of the team, your first crow will be able to one-shot the mini-boss. Mine does sometimes when there are enough debuffs, but Lucian and Lauren fail to land things quite often. When the stars align and everything lands and everyone uses their skills properly, the quickest time that I've seen with this team is about 17 seconds. I think it was 17.3. My best time is not with this team. I actually ran a speed team for that, just so you guys don't get confused. This variation has the fastest times and the best 10x times. I find this team usually has a 10x time of around 4 minutes and 45 seconds to 5 minutes and 15 seconds. All three teams I've shown today have a very good clear rate as well, easily over 95% clear rate with my runes and towers. I wouldn't really recommend an early game player to build these teams. I would focus on more safe teams. I hope you guys enjoyed the first in-depth guide from this channel. If you found this video helpful or you want to try the teams, let me know in the comments and make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm a relatively new content creator. I'm trying to upload pretty much daily. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.